think the turning point started when we decided to get married.
Yeah, that was my
I
turning
think
point with
that was the
everything was
turning
the
point. I
marriage.
think before that we were kind of getting there, but we were still like it was a very teeter
Yeah, it
totter
was on the
ish.
line. It was a setback. For me, it
Yeah,
was setbacks. And then that's when it was like really like the beginning of the turning point. My major turning point to where it was like I'm done with like asking permission or trying to figure out things or getting other people advice to a certain extent is when I actually had a chance to like sit down and talk to my stepfather and my father and hash up everything between like me and both of them.
yeah.
When I finally like figured them relationships out and understood what was going on and understood like the person that I am, once I started understanding the person that I am, then that's when that was my biggest turning point to where it was no looking back for me. Like that was something that I needed. That was I honestly feel like that was something I needed. And if you're a man and if you still have a chance to either talk about your issues with your father or try to hash things out with them, then I feel like that you are at that age to where you should be trying to do that, especially if you have kids.
Hmm.
Because then and there is like we can't go into having kids and still be broken.
Hmm.
So in order for you to put away the childish behaviors, like the childish mentality when it comes to a lot of different things, you have to like deal with them issues. And a
Hmm.
lot of our issues is that we didn't have fathers around to be there for us when we needed them to be there for us.
Yeah.
So it's time for you to like hash it up if you can. Now, if you're being too stubborn to not want to hash it up, that's on you. And if you don't hash it up, then you're forever going to be plagued with the whole simple fact of that you're being a child. Because a
Hmm.
grown man can talk to another grown man and figure out their situation and work out their situation. I literally just had this conversation with Santana. Grown men, being a grown man is not about fighting. It's about being able to talk the stuff out. If we have to fight, we will fight. That's not what I'm saying. Trust and believe. But the grown man thing is to get out of a conflict without having to fight. So that means that if you have a conflict with your father figure, you need to figure that conflict out with them so that don't transfer over to you and your kids,
Yep.
especially you and your sons if you do have a son.
Because it's gonna repeat itself eventually. Like that's why I think a lot of us don't realize that we're stuck in a curse. Like everybody's talking about breaking generational curses, but we can't break it because we're so used to it's uncomfortable. And like hurt people hurt people. So when you have kids and you still operating out of brokenness, you're going to break your kids inevitably.
But that's the
Like,
point about being an adult. An adult is not about all shits and giggles and
mm-hmm.
fun all the time. When you're an adult, you're put in uncomfortable situations so you can be able to be more of a
That's how
bigger
you grow.
adult. That's how
Learn
you
to
grow.
grow.
Like, yeah, a bigger adult.
Like that's
But
how
that's
that's
where the
just
growth
growth
come
come
in.
in it. Like you have to understand like who your parents are and who people are, who they are. Like we are not just parents, we're not just workers. We are human beings who all have different goals and missions in life. And we not always gonna see eye and eye. But it don't always have to get downright disrespectful to where you wishing on my downfall because I don't want to do what you want me to do. Like
True.
that and then everybody wants to say, oh, this is the Christian way. This is why people don't want to be Christian. This is why people are turning away from religion. This is why a lot of people have a problem with it because it's too many of y'all is using the Lord's name in vain and y'all are doing the very thing that y'all are telling other people to stop doing just because you don't agree with it. That's disrespectful and that's blasphemy. Like it's agree to disagree. You give your guidance, actual guidance, because a lot of this stuff comes out of selfishness and control issues. A lot of people have a lot of control issues when you can control your situation when you was in it, or you can't control it while you in it. But you want to be telling somebody else what to do. We need to learn it's a place, know your place and know your role. And that is a thing where I'm like with millennials, that's what I was saying with millennials, we're finding our way. So the fact that we have to fight so hard about everything is crazy. And then we can't even come together because we have half of millennials who still let their parents do everything for them. So they can't think
87%.
no, it's 87% of millennials. Just millennials, like not the culture in general. You can't keep calling out that number.
No, I can't call out that number because that was the
But it wasn't
statistics
for
that.
millennials.
Yeah, you're right, but they didn't break it down to millennials. They
That's what I'm
just broke
saying.
it down to the whole entire black people.
But I'm saying specifically because the older people,
Lost
I just feel
cause.
like y'all, yeah, that's just y'all been there, did that. Not all, but it's been a y'all been there, did that. And so for my problem is the millennials who are banking off of what their parents are telling them instead of going to find and research themselves.
Yeah.
Like instead of like figuring out where they want their family to go.
But that's the thing about
But
millennials, bro.
like
Like
it's
it's our
half of
time.
it's half of millennials who are dependent on their parents to make their decision. Like they're still in a child syndrome. Like they're grown adults, but they're still in a child's place, even if they have kids. If nobody told you, I'm gonna tell you that it's unhealthy. So you, as an adult, have to be able to make some decisions by yourself. It is okay. Nobody's not know the difference between guidance and permission. Getting guidance and getting advice, you still have to make your own decision. But you did it because your parents told you to, or you voted, or you like whatever the case is. You like we are making real life decisions, even for our kids, based off of what our parents told us to do. Your parents not gonna be responsible for how that child turn out. You're
You
gonna be
are, and
responsible for
that's
how
your
that child turned out.
responsibility.
So it's half of millennials who are still in a child syndrome with their parents and in a child place. And then the other half of millennials who are out here trying, we have to fight with them about something that a lot of things they don't even know about. And it's our turn to shape the world right now. We are the ones who are shaping the world. And that's why I said I can't be with the people who are like mid 40s and up, because I just don't feel like not that y'all don't matter, but y'all then did everything that y'all needed to do. Baby, y'all did everything that we don't need. No, we got it. Just we just wait for us to ask for your help at that, like just we got it because y'all did enough. Okay. I can't argue with them because their minds is already set on whatever it is it's set on. So I'm not gonna sit here and argue with them. But for the younger generation, they're looking at how we are, and then you can't tell them nothing. So it's just kind of like we're in a constant cycle. And the crazy part, we don't even see that we're in a cycle with the community. We don't even like we trying to figure out why the kids don't care about nothing. Most of us don't care about nothing. You're not teaching your kids about history. You're not teaching your kids about where they come from. You're not teaching your kids about morals. You're not teaching your kids standards. You're not leading by example. Like, we're not doing any of the things. But then we say kids are disrespectful. We say kids, they not gonna listen anyway. Like, we're condemning kids as if they're the adults with us. And it's like that's because we don't have no guidance, and a lot of guidance that y'all are taking, y'all are still in a childlike syndrome. So you a child raising a child, and then the adults they could barely do what they needed to do when they was raising you, and a lot of them, no shade, are just getting their lives together. Not all, but a lot of them are just getting their lives together. Are still trying. These are the same adults that's in the same career fields in the same position as you right now.
Holding your managerial spot.
Because they just got their degrees. They just got out of college. They just decided to get steady about a job. Like just being real about the situation. So when we running around here, like the way I saw everybody acting a fool on this internet about this election, when half of people don't even the community don't understand what the election is and why it goes the way it goes, you can't sit your kids down and tell them what an electoral college is. That's a problem. But you're
Do
running
they
around
know what
here
an
on
electoral college
that's
is?
why they can't tell their kids what it is. That's a problem because we refuse to educate our own selves and step into the role of an actual adult. We're still thinking as an adult like we was as a kid. Oh, that means I can go out, I can stay out late, I can eat what I want, I can do what I want. And the only addition that we got to it is that we have to pay bills, and some of y'all ain't even doing that. Because if you was, you would realize we're in a recession and times is hard right now. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it has to get to a point where for the people who are trying, you don't need nobody permission to do what you feel like is going to be best for your family.
Mhm.
Like I said, we've been married 7 years, 6 years.
Yeah, about 7.
We've been together a long time, y'all. But the turning point for us, I really do think, was the marriage. When we started getting married and everybody started acting a fool, and we had to really start making decisions and moving as a unit, everything changed.